Hello, everyone. It is so great being here with you today. What is today? Today is Wednesday, and we are having a wonderful day. It's so gorgeous out, such beautiful weather. I don't really like it when it gets so hot. I'm really not looking forward to it because you know what? When it gets so hot, we either go from winter straight into to summer, and we don't really have that spring that we usually enjoy, right? Remember before it would just be like 72 degrees, it would be gorgeous out. I think if it's like 77 degrees, it's like perfect, just gorgeous. It's like a beautiful wind, a breeze is blowing, and the sun is warm and it's gorgeous. Oh, I just love it. But it is such a beautiful day out today. I'm really enjoying it. You know what? I was finishing up a text and I was sending a text message because I cannot wait because I have become an author. And so I'm finishing up my book. It's actually a children's book. And as some of you know, it is a dedication to like those who have lost their loved ones, who have battled cancer, but those brave, amazing heroes actually gave us, great memories and taught us what true love is all about. And through them you really have been able to change or have that affect your life. So I wrote this book, and it's going to be published soon. I will definitely let you know when it's out. Of course I will let you know when it's out. I'm going to tell you. I want you to know what I'm doing, and it's just really, it's really exciting. I never thought that I was going to be an author, even though I always was a writer as a child. I always loved writing, and it just allows me to be able to take what it is that I'm using and just put it all together and really bring to life, the time that you're living and stories. And I really do love that, reading about people's lives and how they go through life, how they overcome certain things. It's just absolutely wonderful. So this book is a children's book, and it's really in honor of my son and my mother. My mother is so crazy. Well, not crazy in a bad way. She was so funny, and she was so full of life and so elegant, and she taught us how to waltz, and beautiful, taught us how to, she would let us watch like The Sound of Music and different operas, and she brought that into our lives, and it was so amazing, and I loved it. And she was just so, people would say over the top, but I thought she was so brilliant, and she was fabulous. And I guess I'm over the top, so I got it from a good source. Parents are not perfect. But the fact is that you try to always remember the best that people give you and what they do, right? That's the most important thing. And so, she was always, even though my mom, she had breast cancer, and she was a survivor for 35 years. However, unfortunately, she died from leukemia. It was quite sudden. In 1 month, she was diagnosed and she passed in a month's time. So she really just gave us no matter what, it was amazing. She was always such a fabulous dresser and just absolutely gorgeous. And she was just funny. She would always say, don't take things so seriously. Get to laugh at yourself. You know, you have to be able to laugh at yourself. If not, you're not going to make it. Because the fact is that if you take yourself so seriously, it's like, well, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, everything is going to be so serious in your life. You're not even going to be able to enjoy or even find a difference to make your situation better, because you're going to just focus only on like, oh my goodness, this is just in front of me and all I can see is just the worry. So she was just so funny, and she was, you know, she talked with us, she shared her life with us, which was quite lovely. She told us about her life and when she was growing up, and it's nice. You know, how many of your parents talk to you? And how many of us know our parents, you know, like who they were as teenagers or children? Sometimes we don't get to do that, right? I always was very open with my children. I mean, they know absolutely everything about me. I always believe it's so important just that you live in your truth. You know, you don't have to be ashamed of it. It's your life. If people truly love you and they know what true love is, then they're going to accept you, and they're going to know that there are things in your life that we all, you know, we might make mistakes, and we're all just trying to do our very best. You might get placed in certain situations and circumstances, you have no idea what you're doing. But the fact is that if you always just realize, you know, when I know better, I do better. So if you didn't know what to do at that moment in time in your life, well, how are you going to do better if you didn't know what you were doing? So the fact is that you just do your very best. That's all we can ask for. But she was just so funny. Hilarious. Now, you know, it was so funny that with my father, he was more reserved, more quiet. But it's wonderful that I'm really getting to hear about all the things that he's done in his life, and you know, being with him. It's really a privilege having this time to be with him. And so I, you know, try not to hold on to things in your life. You know, allow yourself and allow the other person to grow, and allow each other to be themselves, and you forgive, you forget, you move forward, you work on what it is, because, you know, as I say, always, you know, I give to my single moms with kids. These are brave, amazing women who are placed in a situation that they chose to be on the front line. You know, when you have these soldiers, right? You have certain soldiers that they go through things and they're always put on the front line. They put them on the front line because they're the best, right? They're the bravest, they're the strongest. They're very strategic in what it is that they're doing in their lives. So the fact is that I feel the same way about single moms and their children. You have these amazing children that they give you these wonderful memories, and they believe in you so much, and they love you. That bond is so strong. And your children, they help you to become this amazing person, because They see the hard work that you do, and they trust in you, and you both have each other, and you rely on each other, and that's amazing. So I always give that, and single dads. I know people always say, you know what, you always talk about single mom. Well, I'm a woman. I am a single mom. But you know what, I give to single dads also. I give to families, we're trying to just do our very best, and the fact that you are so loving and kind and great and wonderful, you really do allow yourselves to be open, and you really learn from your children, and they learn from you, and it's a give and take and a share. So I just look at these brave women, and they're very inspiring. I love that phrase, and that poem by Maya Angelou, that phenomenal woman. You really do have to be quite, you don't even know it, but you do have to be quite amazing to be willing to stand on the front line, and you handle everything that comes your way. It's so funny that it's so funny that, and sad that you have the parent who stays. You're the one who you get blamed for whatever goes wrong. And you're like, well, wait a minute, where is the parent who's not here? We stayed, we were committed, and we went through the challenges. We went through, all the ups and downs, and you don't know how to live that. You don't know how, no one gives you a guide. The Bible gives you a guide when you're looking for a marriage mate. They don't, and yes, it is a guide also because that's how I live my life. But you don't have a guide that really tells you what to do and when you're going to become a mom, when you're going to become a single mom or a single parent, a dad, or a grandparent raising children. They don't give you a guide. But you know what? I am writing out tips for when you're a parent. So look out for that. I hope you enjoy it. It's just really basic things that really help you when you don't know, and it gives you something that you can look forward to. But I really want to give honor to all of the parents who are out there. You are brave and you are wonderful, and it is just really important to know that there's a lot of love, and I say it at every show, and I'm going to say it at every show, that I value you and you are appreciated, because I feel that it's not said enough. Don't worry about the negativity. Just know that you are known, and you are valued, and people will see you by your deeds, by what you do, how you handle yourself. Look, there are times that you can have so much pressures coming at you from every place, and it's like, how do I manage that? But the fact is that, stay true to who you are. Because that first time that you say, what, I'm going to stand up for myself and I'm going to let them know, oh my goodness, yeah, no, it doesn't go well for you. How do I know? Because I've gone through it. Stay yourself, I really don't. I don't fuss and I don't fight. I don't like that. I don't like controversy. You just tell people what it is that you need, and you're able to tell them with love. You know, you might not see things the same way, but, listening. Now, there are people out there who are going to try to tell you something, yeah, you don't want to listen because you know that their intentions are not great at all. It's not good at all. It's not coming from a good place. So you know that, you feel that. But, we do have to be open and to be loving and be accepting of a different way. We have to know that women don't think like men, and men don't think like women. And you have to then value it, though. We have to appreciate each other. And we have to really, respect the difference between men and women. And when you value that and when you see it, you can hear from them because they have something that is great when you listen to it, because sometimes men are just, listen, I'm matter of fact, and women have more emotional. But the two together makes a great team. So, just if you have someone really that you trust in your life, and, you always have to have someone who is going to be able to be straight with you. If you're only with someone because they whisper what you want to hear in your ear, no, that's not going to work. Because you're only liking that person because they're giving you what you want. So if they tell you you're right, no matter if you're wrong, no, that's not it. That's not a true friend, because a true friend helps you when you're up, helps you when you're down, and they're there for you. They're going to be honest. You have to be able to have a person that is going to be absolutely truthful with you, and that they're going to tell you what you need to do in your life. And it's not always going to be where they're like, okay, well, you better do it like this, you better do it like that. I'm not meaning it like that. I'm meaning that you have a great, amazing friend that really listens to who you are. They listen to your heart, and they know who you are as a person. And it's that person who can see you. And if you step out of line or something doesn't go well, that they're able to say, you know what, Charlotte, you have to change that. Or I know where you're coming from, but did you think about it this way? So, I do have, my parents always would say, you don't need a whole lot of friends, because first of all, they're not all going to be your friends. If you have a handful, you're rich. If you have one or two great friends in your life, you are wealthy. So you don't need to think that, when we're out and we're working, and yes, when I go out and I'm doing my shows, or I'm working and being in, with Fashion Week, and you're doing other shows, and you're working and you're around a lot of other people, or you have people that they come and see you, it's totally different, because they may not be your friends. They love you, and what you give them is wonderful. But you have to know, okay, who are my really true friends? Am I able? Do I have enough courage? Are you courageous enough to have a true friend that will always tell you who you are, or if you're right, or if you're wrong? Do you have someone like that? Are you courageous enough to have a person like that in your life? If you are, then you're doing great. But if you're not, and you really don't like taking in criticism or advice, you know what? Then we have to really think about that. Because, healthy criticism is not going to try to hurt you in your life. It's not that it's going to try to break you or tear you down. Productive criticism helps to build you, encourage you, and it moves you forward. It brings you to that authentic place you need to be in your life, to be your authentic self. Because you know what, when we're growing up, we're wanting to please people, we're wanting to make them happy. But the fact is that you have to know you first. You have to know who you are. You have to know that it's about you, helping yourself, making yourself happy, feeling strong, feeling good about who you are, and making those steps. You don't have to be, I had a friend of mine and she was like, well, how do I adjust my temper? How do I do that? And so I would ask her, well, when someone's speaking to you, what's going through your mind? What's going through your mind when you're having this conversation and that person is sharing something about you with you? Where do you go? So she's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just like seeing or hearing all the things I'm doing wrong. And I'm just hearing, the fact that people are telling me what I'm not, or no one's listening to me, or I've never been heard. And I said, okay, well, I can really then understand where you're going with that. Because if you feel that every person who is speaking to you is telling you what you're not, how are you going to ever be receptive to hearing anything that's good? Because what they're saying to you, you're not even listening if they really value you and they're your friends and they're telling you, you know what, I love you and I care for you. But you're so blinded because you're already like ready to shut the person down. It's like, I'm in my head, I'm not even present. So that's a mistake. Because you have to be present in that conversation at that moment with that person. If you're allowing yourself to be someplace else that happened years ago and you're bringing back all of that, well, you're not even able to receive it because you are someplace else. Okay, so then the thing then we have to do is what? We have to be present. You have to be receptive. You have to keep yourself open. And she was like, wow, I never thought about it like that. I just always was so tired of people telling me who I wasn't and what I'm not, that I never even thought to say, if I'm just quiet and intently listen to what is being told to me or shared with me. Because that's maybe also too, it's, maybe if you receive it like this, where you don't feel it's someone telling you what to do, you actually feel that it's someone sharing who you are with you, then that is actually going to be the best thing possible, right? So, back to our thing of, really knowing that you are valuable and appreciated and loved. As I say with every show, I'm going to always say that. I'm going to always remind you, you are loved, you are valued, and you are appreciated. And you come here for that, okay? It is so wonderful being with you. I'm just like, oh my goodness, time is almost up, and I could be with you all day long and just be able to talk. Please let me know what you think, please. I really would love to hear your feedback. Please make sure that if you like the show, let me know. Give some comments. Let me know what's happening. And I look forward to seeing you next time. I am Charlotte Street, your host. This is Street Talk. And remember, change comes by taking one day, one step at a time. You have a great day. I'll see you soon. Cheers.